Today is Sunday, July 14th, and this is another update on my progress beating the S&P 500 along with Bill Ackman's Pershing Square holdings. I do make these videos every Sunday and Tuesday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. These are all the position changes that I've made since my last update. I closed completely out of my snap position for a 0.55% loss. I've had the position open for a little bit now, and at this point I think there's more of a risk than there is a reward. Like I said earlier, I did sell it for a slight loss, but I'd rather cut ties with it now before it potentially goes down even farther. The S&P also crossed above my first trim level, so I ended up selling 15%, not of all of my positions, but most of them. I used some of the money that those sales were able to generate to open up 4 new small positions. I invested 1.5% of my portfolio into Super Microcomputer, Palantir Technology, Tesla, and Spotify. The plan is going to be to grow these positions into larger ones, but I didn't want to put in too much too fast, which is why I went with 1.5%. So this is what the SPY chart looks like right now. Like I mentioned earlier, since my last update, the SPY price crossed above the first trim level, which is where I sold the 15% out of those positions. The next day, it crossed back below that trim level and bounced off of the 5-day. The markets were able to rebound on Friday, so right now it's stuck in between the 2 trim levels. I'm going to wait until it crosses this upper one before I sell any more. At this point, we're 2 weeks away from Jerome Powell's Fed speech, which is going to be on Monday, July 29th. Everyone's pretty much expecting him to say that we're going to get a rate cut in September, so it's going to be interesting to see if that's actually what he says. This is the first page of my current positions. Right now, Nvidia, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and C3 AI make out my top 5, and those account for 46.98% of my portfolio. Nvidia with a 32.24% gain and Apple with a 22.52% gain are still my 2 biggest winners. C3 AI is not that far behind at 15.12. I'm at 15 open positions right now, which is the max that I like to be at. So if I was going to open up any new positions, I would probably sell out a General Electric or PayPal, but as of right now, I have no real plans of doing that. I currently have 85.87% of my portfolio invested, which means I have 14.13 sitting in cash. Since Wednesday, my portfolio went down 0.62%. Pershing Square saw a gain of 0.56, and the S&P 500 saw a gain of 0.7, which brings us year to date. My portfolio has a gain of 23.23. Pershing Square is at a gain of 20.31, and the S&P 500 on the year has a gain of 18.4. That's all I got for today. I do make these videos every Sunday and Tuesday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on Tuesday.